who that rain is.
All right, guys, how we doing? Can everybody hear me?
Doing good. Yeah, we can hear you.
We hear you.
Great. All right, so I put it in the chat, but we'll have Coach Dawkins for you, Taylor Hendricks and Michael Durr. I think I gave everyone in here permission to record. We'll also be posting it to our YouTube channel after. If you guys want to correspond with each other in the messages, to take turns and stuff, go for it. But we'll go ahead and get started with Mike.
All right, Mike, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great, doing great. So it was kind of a quick turnaround. You beat Florida in Gainesville, you bus home, you get home in the wee hours, and I guess at some point you're told you got to pack up and get ready to take a cross-country trip later that day. So what was that process like? Just kind of a long day of travel and now getting acclimated to being out there in Oregon.
It was a different process, like you said. We got all the news quick, and we had a long day of travel, but we just been adjusting and getting prepared for Oregon.
What was it like when you look back at the Florida game? What clicked for you that you need to carry over to Oregon?
Just defense, being on the same page defensively. Just wanting to get stops and lock in on D. When we playing our best, that's what we're doing. We're locking in and playing good defense. So we just need to continue on with that.
Mike, what does it mean to you to have this opportunity to continue playing basketball? This is the last season for you. I know it's probably bittersweet when you get into things in the AAC tournament, not really knowing what was going to happen. But the fact you get this opportunity, you've already got one win in the NIT. Is this really, really important for you to go out on a good run?
Oh, yes, it is very important to go out on a good run. It's always a blessing when you get to play in the postseason. And, like Coach Dawkins said, there's a lot of teams that's not playing right now, including teams that did make it to their postseason tournaments. We're still playing, and we're very grateful, and we're very grateful for that. So we just want to continue to get to Vegas. We just want to get to Vegas and win a championship. But I'm very grateful to still be playing.
What was it like that Sunday night? How'd you find out you got into the NIT, and what was the message when you found out you got in? Did you feel like you had hey, we got a second life here. Let's take advantage of this here, make that run to Vegas you're talking about?
Yes, most definitely. We feel like we got another life. That's what we talked about. We got new life, so let's take advantage of it. But yeah, we honestly, I didn't even know. I was like, people were asking me like, "Are y'all planning the NIT?" And being that I didn't hear anything about it. I didn't think we were until we got the news late at night. So it was very shocking. But once we got the news, we just had to lock in and get on the same page again.
What did you like about that performance against UF? Did you guys feel like you were playing as well as you have all season? What really stood out to you about that win?
Like I said, to me personally, the thing that stuck out was defense. We got stops. And anytime we're playing good defense, the offense will take care of itself. We got a good quality of guys that that can play offensively. So we're not really too much worried about that. We just need to lock in on D, and that's what we did. So that was a good thing to see.
Stands out watching Oregon on tape? And what when you watched them and getting prepared for them?
They're a good club. A club who could have went to the tournament just like us. But no, they have a good quality of players, good bigs, and they play a different style of basketball out here on the West. So we just been keying in on that and being ready to lock in.
Mike, can you kind of comment on the challenge that you're going to be facing? You mentioned their bigs. They've got, some considerable size. I know Nate Biddle, one of their centers, he's 7 feet tall. He had an excellent game against UC Irvine the other night. What kind of stands out when you look at your personal matchup?
It's a good matchup. They have a few bigs who I think that are pretty good, and they had another big who were hurt. I don't know if he's playing or not, but he's good. They have a good core of bigs, and it's always good to have someone good to compete against. So looking forward to that. But yeah, they have some good players.
You all took off on Friday. What's it been like to be in Oregon here for I think a couple days now?
It's cool. I actually was out here not in I was it Eugene. I was in Portland last year around this time when I went to tournament at my last school. So it's like my second year in a row being out here. But it's cool. It's different than Orlando. And the time difference is a difference. So it's cool though. Just adjusting with the time.
Mike, can you kind of comment again? I know you talked about your goals. What are you guys talking about as a team? You really want to get to Las Vegas. You got to win this one and then win one more. But is that what you guys are really talking about, trying to get to Vegas to the NIT semifinals?
Yeah, we're trying to win a championship. We like I said in many other interviews since I've been here, we've been talking about championships. We didn't get to win the season championship, conference championship. So now that we have another chance to win a championship, I think that's something that we really want to do. So that's what we are keying in on.
Anything else for Durr?
Yeah, I got a question. I'm just wondering. Yeah, this is Jamie in Orlando. Just wondering, have you been paying attention to this week in college basketball with the NIT, with the NCAA tournament? You see these upsets, and is there something that you can take from that in terms of what you need to bring to the court in order to be successful in these postseason tournaments? And if so, what is it?
Of course, we all are basketball heads, so we pay attention to all of that. But honestly, I don't see nothing that we can really take just because the season that we had, we know that the toughest team is going to win. Whoever comes to play that night can win, and we had a lot of close games and games that are tournament-like games already. So I think we have a good acknowledgement of that. So I think we're ready. We know that anytime whoever comes to play is going to win that night. So we know that. And that's what you have been seeing in the tournament. No matter, it's not about the name on the jersey. It's all about who comes to play. So we already know that.
You feel like you guys are battle tested enough to, tough these out.
Most definitely. We've been in so many close games. It's crazy. This is the only team like that I've been on that had so many close games. So yeah, we ready. We definitely battle tested.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks,
thank y'all.
Mike.
Y'all have a
Appreciate
nice
it.
day.
Thanks, sir. Later, Taylor. All right, take on slide. You up?
Oh.
I got Taylor for you guys.
Hey, Taylor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great. Can you just kind of talk about that process? Because I mean, you're celebrating in Gainesville on Wednesday night, and you're getting on the bus, and I'm not sure when you got home. And then at some point, they're like, you can't sleep too long. You got to pack and get ready to make a cross country trip. So how was it like just that travel day? And are you getting acclimated to being on the West Coast?
Yeah, definitely getting acclimated. But after the Florida game, we knew that UC Irvine and Oregon was playing, and we were kind of rooting for Irvine so we could have another home game. But they didn't end up pulling it out. So, that flight to Oregon was pretty long. So
I want to ask you about that block that people are still talking about late in that second half against Florida. From your point of view, what do you remember of that play, and how much feedback have you gotten from that play? Because everybody was buzzing on TV, the broadcasters were, and they still are days after.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kelly had the ball before, and I didn't think he was gonna pass it to me, so I wasn't like trying to get it. But he ended up passing it, and Lane ended up stealing the ball, and so we started off pretty even, so I knew I could try and get the block on that. And then he just went up, and I just tried to track the ball, and I got it.
Is that the best block of your career? Is that one of your favorites?
Yeah, I'll say that's my favorite. Yeah.
Taylor, what did you like about your performance on Wednesday? The team really played well together. You played all around basketball. It seemed like the defense was on point. What kind of stood out to you about that game?
Definitely the defense. Like you could tell, like on the court, like everybody had more energy. We're all staying in front of our man, and it was just tough to score on us.
Everybody was complimenting you on your performance, the broadcasters there. How do you block all that noise out and people talking about you as a young player and just focus on what you're doing? How do you block all that out?
I don't really know. Like I just play the same way every game. I just try to play to my strengths and just help the team win. And obviously, I hear the good stuff they say, but I just keep playing the same way.
Taylor, what's kind of your attitude and the team's attitude now that you're kind of beginning this NIT run? I know we talked to you earlier in the week, and I know you said you were kind of upset. You thought your season had ended in the AAC tournament, but you got new life. I think that's what you said. And now you've got one win down. Just how is the team feeling as you guys look to make a run in this NIT?
We're definitely feeling really confident. During the regular season, we wanted to show like how good of a team we are, and we didn't really get to do that a whole lot. So this NIT will definitely show how really good we actually are.
Stands out about Oregon as you watch them and study them this week and getting prepared for them?
What would you say? Repeat that, please.
What stands out about Oregon watching them on tape?
Definitely their length. Coach said that they're one of the tallest teams. So, they have a lot of length and a lot of big guys at the 4 and the 5. And, we're just ready to play them.
Taylor, what kind of challenge do you think is that going to be for you? Sometimes you've got the height advantage. Maybe Oregon might have it in this game. They've got a 7-foot center too. What kind of challenge do they remind you maybe of anyone you've played this year?
I'll say they kind of remind me of Oklahoma State because they had a lot of shot blockers too, mainly Musa Cisse at the center. But, it's probably going to be a little bit harder to score in the paint. But, I'm just going to take what the offense gives me because, everybody makes mistakes. So
what's it like playing for Coach Dawkins? What's a couple of things you've learned from Coach Dawkins, who's been in your shoes and played at this level?
I mean, the great thing about Coach Dawkins was that he, played basketball. So a lot of the stuff like we have on the court issues, like he understands it. So, I'm just grateful to be coached by him because, he helped me get to where I am right now. So he's a great coach.
Taylor, you've been in Oregon a couple of days. How do you like it? I don't know if you've ever been on the West Coast or the Northwest before. How do you like it in Oregon? How are things going out there?
Things are going well. It's not as cold as I thought it would be. The weather's actually pretty nice. But I didn't really get to sightsee too much out here yet. But it's nice.
Have you been to their court yet? I mean, have you? What's it like being in that building if you've been there already?
I mean, their facilities are really nice. Like their main gym, like seeing it on TV is different seeing it in real life. Like that court is like really nice, and it's just a really cool school. So
Taylor, we just talked to Michael Durr, and he talked about you guys really want to get to Las Vegas. You guys got to beat Oregon, then you got to win one more. And if you do, you're going to be in the NIT semis and potentially championship in Las Vegas. So is that what you guys are talking about? You guys really want to get to Vegas?
Yes, definitely. You know, we want to leave a legacy this year, and you know, us getting to Vegas and winning it all would definitely solidify our team.
CJ Kelly's been fantastic here all season, but he's really raised his game even another level, it seems like, since the conference tournament. What have you seen from him? And you two certainly have built a good chemistry on the court.
I mean, you know, he's a very gifted offensive player. You know, playing with him makes it a lot easier because, you know, when we're stuck and like, you know, we're on a scoring drought, like he usually is the one to get us out of it. And, you know, when you have multiple weapons on the team, it's very hard to defend.
Anything else for Taylor? Nope. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks
Taylor.
a lot, Taylor. Good luck.
Thank you.
And then let me just go get Coach Dawkins for y'all. One moment. All right, you guys got Coach Dawkins.
Hey, Coach, just talk me through, I guess, after the Florida game. You know, it's a great win. You're bussing home. You're keeping track of the Oregon, UC Irvine games, I guess, depending on if Irvine won, you get a home game. Then you find out Oregon wins, and then before you know it, you got to tell your guys, you know, don't sleep in. We got to pack up and get ready to get on a cross country flight. So how crazy was that process? And are you guys getting acclimated to Oregon now that you've been there a couple of days?
Well, I'll take the last part first. Yeah, we are getting acclimated. Guys are getting used to being out here, 3-hour time change. So there's an adjustment there, but this has been good. We've been here for a few days. That's going to help. Yeah, going back to the beginning. Yeah, after the game, we didn't have an idea, you know, who we would play, so we had to wait and see. And then we weren't sure of the game day. Was it going to be Saturday or was it going to be Sunday? And so all that was going to, you know, determine our travel plan. And so, you know, and travel plan, either way, we felt it would be better to leave out on Thursday, you know, if the game was on Saturday, obviously, but if the game was on Sunday, then that would give us a chance to get a couple of days here, a Friday and a Saturday, to get acclimated. So I think it worked out. The guys were great. You know, everybody was accommodating, you know, on the short notice is how it should be, because it's all about preparing to try to win. And I thought everyone handled it very well.
Stands out about Oregon when you watched them on tape?
Just their length. They're one of the tallest and biggest teams in the nation. Multiple 7-footers, 6'11", 6'8", 6'9". They're very long. They're athletic. They play really well in transition. They're really good on the offensive boards on the glass. and they have a really good low post score. So they're very, very good, very dangerous basketball team. And like I said, their size and length probably is the thing that is probably most disruptive.
Yeah, I just asked Taylor Hendricks, maybe if they remind you of anyone. Is it Oklahoma State? Is that kind of the comparison that comes to mind? Because I can't recall many teams that had that sort of length that you guys played this year.
Well, I would say the two teams that had that kind of length for us is of course Oklahoma State and Florida State. I think both of those teams are really big and long. So there's some similarities with the size, with both of those teams as well.
You've coached at Oregon. You're one of you have that experience of being in campus and being in that arena. What's it like to play there?
Well, I tell you what, they have a great atmosphere here. I mean, the arena is really nice. With spring break, I'm not sure who is around as far as student athletes. I'm not sure about that, but they have a committed fan base that'll come out and support the team. So they bring a lot of energy, and they're really good in this building. When they get momentum here, you can feel it in this building because it becomes electric. The players feed off of that, and that's something we have to try to diminish. We can't let them get too much momentum and get on runs because it will allow their crowd to get in the game and impact what's going on.
Dana Altman has been at Oregon a good while. I think since 2010, you've gone head to head with him numerous times. Just what stands out about him as a coach?
Great coach, great man. He's had a lot of success. He's done well with his program and, on and off the court with his players. He's done a very good job. They'll have a really good style of play. Offensively, they'll move the basketball, share it well with each other, execute defensively. They're going to mix their defenses up. That's what he's typically done. And in scouting him, he hadn't, changed that too much. So there's still a lot of similarities when I was in the league. And they've done a good job.
What have you seen from CJ since the conference tournament? He's played a great season, but he's even taken it to a different level. What have you noticed from him here over the last week or so?
I think CJ is really, he's realizing, like all, especially seniors and fifth-year seniors, it's coming to an end. And I think that sense of urgency, that also not wanting your career just to end, want to keep playing and want to keep competing, all those things factor in. And I think it creates an environment and a mindset for a player like CJ that you see what he's capable of doing when now kind of like your back is up against the wall, to be quite frank. And what are you going to do? And you're seeing him respond and showing us what he's going to do. He's going to go out playing his best basketball.
Michael Durr is in those same shoes as CJ Kelly. As the end is near for him, this is going to be it for him playing college basketball. We talked to him a few minutes ago, and he just kind of talked about how excited he is for this opportunity. Didn't know they were going to have it. And just the guys are talking about, they want to get to Las Vegas. They want to get to the finals. So what are you seeing from guys like that? I mean, I take it this team, given how they looked at Florida the other night, this team seems fired up to make a run in this thing.
No, absolutely. I told you we're excited and grateful for the opportunity when we were selected. And so I think you see that in the conversations you've had with our guys and with their play. And so for us, it's just a function of, for Michael Durr and all of our upperclassmen, they've been terrific, in the locker room, their leadership. They've been really good with our team. And so you want to, have this team go out the right way and go out winning. And so that's our goal. And it's because of guys like Michael Durr and CJ Kelly, Ithiel, and Brandon Suggs that I think our mindset is where it needs to be, and it's focused on just one game at a time and trying to find a way to be successful.
The success you had in the Bahamas in the tournament, does that help these guys too? Like you play Florida and they get prepared for a new opponent, and in the short notice. Does that help having gone through that?
I think it does. I think anytime you have those preseason tournaments and even the postseason conference tournament, I think all of that helps because you're in familiar territory. All those things are very similar. It's one and done. You either win or you go home. And so by putting your team in that position in preseason and then you're going and doing that again in your conference tournament in March, I think prepares you for postseason play like this because you've been doing it a few times now, so you're somewhat accustomed to it.
What did you like most about the other night against Florida? What really stood out to you about your team?
Well, as much as I talk about it, and you know how much I do that, Brandon, is I thought it was one of our best defensive efforts of the season. I thought really to hold that team under 50, it took a heck of an effort. And I thought we were flying all over the place. We were everywhere. I felt we had 6 or 7 guys on the floor at times defensively. And that's what we want to see. That's how we would like to play. So I would say that was the thing that really stood out the most, was just how focused in how, in our effort that we put on the defensive end.
You've mentioned, obviously, when you were going through the injuries, getting the guys back, getting them back to gelling again. Do you feel with the conference tournament there, you've kind of back to that gel where you were, where you think you would be? Are you close to where you thought you would be with getting everybody back?
No, absolutely. I thought it was a matter of time getting all of our, well, for most part, almost all of our guys back. CJ Walker never made it back, but the rest of the guys did. And so absolutely, with the group that we had, I thought we could be very competitive. I thought we had a chance to beat anyone we could compete against. And I still believe that. And so these guys are starting to round into, what we thought. And it's just a process for them. Every group is different. You have 9 new guys trying to come together in the short season for us, because a lot of them didn't get here until September, basically. That makes for challenging times, but throughout it all, our guys were very competitive. They gave us a chance to win almost every game, and that's all you can ask for. Guys give that type of effort and that type of energy, and they learn to play together. You got to remember, you have so many new players. Everybody, comes from a different situation, and so everybody's kind of been the man where they were, or one of the main guys. And then you come to a team like this, and you have 9 new guys. You have to try to buy into a different role. Your role may not be for you to be one of the top, one of the leading field goal percentage shooters. Maybe we just need you for defense, or maybe we just need you for screening or rebounding. And so you have to take on different roles than you may have had to take on where you were. And there's an adjustment period with that. And I think that's what you see a lot of teams are going through. We've gone through it, but I think our guys have gotten better from this experience.
Last question. I just spent a few days at Amway there, ran into a lot of the Duke media there that brought you up and said a lot of nice things about you. They were excited about you and the move to the Big 12 and think you've done a great job here considering the injuries and throughout. What does that mean to get that support? I don't know if you hear it, but people at Duke, everybody, even Coach Shire said nice things about you. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. I mean, I didn't know, because I haven't heard it until you just mentioned it. But of course, that makes you feel good. That your peers and people that are watching and following, just have positive things to share about you, or positive things to share about what we're doing as an organization. So no, I feel good about it. I'm thankful. But as you know, we're just working hard. We're here in Oregon trying to prepare, to put our best foot forward tomorrow. And so for me, I'm happy that guys, had a lot of positive things to say about us. But I'm also really just focused on what we have to do right now.
Any more questions for Coach? All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Guys, take care. Thank you. I
Coach.
appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it
you.
too. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Kenny, do you think we'll do something like this tomorrow night or post game? Is there any chance, or what are you thinking?
I got to look at the travel plans.
Okay.
I don't know what the travel plans are regardless of outcome. So I will keep everybody in the loop depending on what happens. So all good.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, bud.
Kenny.
Have
All
fun,
right,
man.
thanks, guys. Have a good
Thank you.
one.